Check, check, check. Hello, everybody. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to do it in 3, 2, 1. Here it comes, baby. Hey. Golly. I'm a mess. I hope this isn't your phone. It's that time of year where the sun's coming through the window at a weird hour. So my green screen has a bunch of sun coming at it, so it's not like a uniform color. Apologies. It's Dave Neal. I'm a mess. Hold on. You know, because I watched the show, then I run in here and I set it all up. I ate a couple nuts. Trying to get my soda. How's everyone doing? Oh my gosh. Power Recapper here. Shout out to all the Power listeners out there. It's your boy. Week 2 after show live chat. The voicemail line is up. 401-213-9828. Let's move that puppy. Oh boy, week 2. We had a good one. We had a good episode. We had a little bit of everything. We had aviation. We had hot tub. We had fun. Hit the like button. All right, let's go to it. I thought I saw we had a super chat. Look at that, Kenya, the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Kenya. I appreciate that. I don't have the super chat button on the screen, but of course your super chats are appreciated. They're super special. Stu says, what a good episode. Yeah, as far as episodes 2 go, pretty good. Oh boy, will I have an opinion you agree with or disagree with? We will find out in a second. We will get into it. Let's let the chat room populate. We will get into it briefly. You know what we can do right now is play some of your some of the thoughts here. So Bachelor Fantic tweeted, yes, every season must have a union leader. Absolutely. Due to inflation, pants will be getting shorter every episode. Yeah, I mean, come on, really? Look at the pants. Is this guy even... Are these British... Are these pants or are they, breeches? Keeping secrets from their wife, homie? This too much and too early. Do you even have your own bed in this house? I don't even know what that refers to be quite honest. All right, we got some voicemails coming in. We'll get to those right after this. Chris returning to the mansion, violence and chaos. He had both of them. Where did these 100 plus people come from? LOL. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the background there. All right, so my thoughts are the communication with Chris was off. But I got to tell you, Chris, again, this happens every year. Chris deciding he doesn't want to be in a fantasy suite situation is fair. Now, the communication's all off, but I do believe when they gave him the chance to clarify that he wasn't saying anything horrible. I think they just weren't into him. And so because of that, they were able to say, hey, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more, no more. No more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. I don't know. What do you guys think? We're talking Chris now. Let me go back to the comments here. What's going on here? Trying to read your comments. There's a lot of them. I got to go back to them. So if I missed your comment, just leave it again. Holly says the Chris thing seemed produced. Yeah, no, Chris, I mean, look. You're an idiot if you're going to talk about fantasy suites. Work it out with the ladies. It's kind of like... this is like if you talk trash to your boss, like they'll use it against you. Does that make sense? Maybe not. The point is, these guys aren't your friends. You're competing against them. And, this is what annoys me. The guys tattletale on Chris, and they do it in a way that says, oh, yeah, no, I'm just looking out for the females. But no. You're looking out for your own best interest, okay? So someone leave a voicemail and tell me what Chris did wrong. Now, aside from his communication. Because then the ladies go, it's only day 4. I don't want you thinking about fantasy suites. And maybe maybe it's a neurodivergent thing. Maybe he likes to, just like he said, he likes to look at the end and then work his way back. So he goes, if I'm going to be on this show and open my heart, I need to know that I'm the only one we're sleeping with. The women, and again, let me know. Tiffany says the tattletaling is a bitch move. Hey, Tiffany Campbell, how are you? I love it. I love it when women use the term bitch move because I don't, you know what I mean? That's your word to use. Skeptic says they were just grossed out that he's thinking about banging and they haven't spoken to him for more than 3 minutes. Right, but that doesn't take away the point, right? The point being, if there's a guy in the house who doesn't want to marry somebody who's who just had sex with someone else in the house, I say bring that on episode 1. Episode 1, get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. And it's not like in the people that kind of go, well, this is disrespectful to women. No. This is a guy just setting his own boundaries, right? Isn't he just setting his boundaries? Let's hear your voicemails. Let's get into it. We've got a lot. By all means, call in 401-213-9828. You don't have to agree with me. This ain't an echo chamber. All I ask is that the comment section be kind to the comment section.
Hey, Dave. It's Kate from Chicago, a.k.a. Kate from Bachelor Class.
Woo!
So I can't believe that...
Wait, Kate from Bachelor Class, as in Kate from the Bachelor Class I spoke at in Chicago?
They gave Chris the boot, this early. Yeah, obviously, what he did was worth going home, but that was the only one with, villain potential left. Who's going to be the villain now? But who knows? Maybe there'll be some more organic drama happening. But yeah, no more twins, no more magician, no more like mental coach or life coach dude. So I am curious. And side note, I slid into Brandon's DMs the second I saw he was given the boot because,
Whoa.
I mean, hey, he's 23, I'm 22. A lot more age appropriate than those two. So
sliding into the DMs.
Luck. Bye.
Bye. Good luck, Kate from Chicago. Good luck to you. Yeah. Look. Again, some people said they saw through Chris's arrogance, too much confidence. Julie said, "I think you're right, but it could have been that he was a bit defensive. He sounded a bit condescending. Not terribly. He just wasn't their cup of tea. No, by all means." He's probably not suave enough to handle that conversation, but and some people in the comments had said, hey, if you don't want to go to the fantasy suites, don't come on the show. And I get that too, but they're all humans and this goes both ways. So it's dangerous to reverse the roles. But imagine if you had two bachelors, Ben Higgins and Clayton Eckert. I don't know, just a couple bachelors, and then one of the women's like, look, if I'm investing in these guys and we get to fantasy suite, I don't want a guy that just hooked up with two other women. I think that's okay. I think that's okay to say. But okay. Again, he didn't help his cause with his way of speaking.
Hey, Dave, it's Ashley from Texas.
The number.
And I thought it was hilarious how after Rachel let down Jordan V, all of a sudden this band was playing all this music for Rachel only, and then the camera pans away to Gabby sitting up in her bed for no reason, as if they both have telepathy and they can see when each other are hurting and are in pain. And I just thought that was really strange, and I really hope the producers don't continue to do this every single week, because what did Gabby have to do with this breakup with Jordan V? That's all I have. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Good points all around. We're going to go to Caitlin Bristow. Wasn't happy. Let's see the notifications. But single mom. Oh, thank you. Do you have to be a Patreon to watch my live streams? No, I'm live now. These are free live streams, folks. The Patreon's a morning live stream. Katie sent me this. How's that? Drinking her. What is this? Oswald Family Vineyards, Aglianico. I don't know where that's from. It looks like a Chilean though to me. And then we have a nice red, very well staged photo. They got their roses out and they're watching. This was the pregame. If you ever have a photo watching our live stream, please send it out. So it looks like most people are disgusted by Chris. Hey, part of what drives the traffic on the channel is looking at things from a different opinion here. Let's go to the next voicemail. This is a fun mistake.
Hey D. Wait, I messed up. I'm gonna call back.
All right, we have a mess. I wanted to play that. I like a good mess up.
Hey Dave, this is Bree from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Bree.
Calling back because I got super excited. I couldn't get my words together.
No worries.
Thought the episode was good. Was feeling a little bit bad for Rachel. I could tell her confidence was hit a couple times. Just in terms of her and Gabby sort of navigating this very tricky situation they're in. Absolutely love Nate. Love the edit that he got. I loved how he handled the Chris situation when they were in the group by the pool, being like, look, what you're doing can come across as controlling. Like, this is an issue that a lot of men have. They don't realize. Loved his date with Gabby. Loved how he talked about his daughter. And then also loved how at the end he sort of jumped in front of Gabby and Rachel when he found out that they asked Chris to leave already. And was like, look, dude, you got to get out of here. Loved it. Obsessed. Team Nate all the way.
Yeah.
Bye.
Definitely loved Nate. As far as the Chris situation goes, like he I mean, let's be honest. They brought Chris up to them, the group brought Chris up to the ladies. And like the comment says, the girls didn't really listen to him. I agree. First off, they could have sat down with him and just let him talk. It just felt like a slam dunk moment by the ladies there. That's always that. Whenever it looks like someone's teaming up, that always sits a little weird with me. I know they're trying their best. I just don't know if it was as big a slam dunk as they wanted it to be.
Hi, Dave. It's Linda from Indianapolis.
Hey, Linda.
I was just calling to give you my thoughts on the matter. It's just a mess, and Katie's mess can't even hold a candle to what's fixing to be coming on this season. You keep up all your good work, Dave.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. Bye. Appreciate you. Linda calling in from Indianapolis says we've got a real miss. BT said, I thought the broker guy was the next villain, but he got eliminated. The Boston guy did, but the other, the mortgage guy's still around. I wanted to go check out Caitlin Bristow. She was tweeting. I don't think she was happy. Of course, Caitlin Bristow is the only season that has had 2 bachelorettes. Didn't last long. But let's see what she had to say here. She waved the red flag for Chris. All right. Yeah, I get it. You know who would kiss them both? Peter. Okay. There it is. Why do I feel like Gabby told Rachel she kissed him too and they edited it out? Interesting. That being the Logan kiss. Am I being dramatic? I cannot believe they're doing this to these women and to the men. I effing hate this. Imagine the bathrooms in this mansion. Hell no to the no. Hell to the nah. Took an edible and about to live tweet. So she says she hates it. Let's read the comments under why she hates it. They should have given them each their own show like they did for Michelle and Katie. I wasn't sure how this was going to play out, but I hoped it wouldn't be like this. Well, I don't want to write the show off. I think there's a lot of guys to get through, and there's going to be some issues. But I think so far, now don't get me wrong, they did make it look like some of the guys were into Gabby first, but someone was going to get the shorthand of the stick first, right? Some guys are going to be into Gabby. Some guys are going to be into Rachel. I know we hate when we pit everyone against each other, but there's literally 29 men in Speedos all pitted against each other. So I think they're all going to figure it out, right? All right, let's go to Atlanta.
Hey, Dave. It's Bree from Atlanta, Georgia. Again, I think where Chris went wrong was sharing that information with the guys before even having that initial conversation with Gabby and Rachel. I think if he had a conversation with Gabby and Rachel and shared like, hey, this is something that's really important to me, maybe it would have been, received differently. But I felt like the tone and the way he handled the conversation when they confronted him, it just wasn't good. It was a little icky. And, your mom, your grandma, they always tell you it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so while I agree with the sentiment that he has, if you are in that situation and you're looking to propose to someone, yeah, there may be an expectation, but that's got to be clearly communicated, earlier on in the process to make sure you and your partner are aligned. And the fact that he couldn't give a clear answer on making sure that if that is his position, that he would communicate it early on too, just made it a bit strange. But just my 2 cents. Bye.
Yeah, it's like, here's the deal, right? A lot of people, having never been on TV, I think they just put their foot in their mouth. I think if he could have done that 10 more times, he would have done it differently. You know what I mean? Like when they started questioning him, it's like it's already over. They knew, these females, the ladies, and look, in the comment sections arguing was female or lady appropriate. Look, it just polite. Let's either, if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. I'm gonna go ahead and avoid it because me, just scarred Dave, just trying not to get in trouble. The Chris thing, but here's the deal, right? Even if the females, if these disgruntled ladies had a point, I think they were just a little mean. I think they were a little mean. I think that's what happens when you get a couple people together, regardless of gender, you just kind of tag up. I think if it was one Bachelorette, they would have walked him out in a more polite way than they did. But again, I'm not defending him. I just think he's probably never caught himself in this situation. This is why we watch the show. They're put into these situations where they talk hypothetics. Now, the fact is, they're all alone. And so the lady's like, what are you guys, sitting at home in the living room just talking about what you're going to do when it's time to bang us? And it's like, no, but, they're there for God knows how many hours twiddling around with nothing to talk about, no social media. What are they going to talk? Politics? Dave Neal's hair? What are they going to talk about? So they're going to talk about, wow, if Fantasy Suite comes around, this is what I would do.
Hi, Dave. Mrs. B from Hamilton.
Hey, how are you?
I watched the episode with my cousin and her boyfriend, and they're both like your age, and that's like 10 years older than me.
Whoa! Never say you're hanging out with someone who's your age. All right? Come on. We're ageless over here. Don't age shame me. Let's listen to that one more time.
Episode with my cousin and her boyfriend, and they're both like your age, and that's like 10 years older than me, and they've never seen the show before, so I did spend a lot of it catching them up on.
She's like, they're like your age. They used to play with Pogs in the 90s. They had fanny packs before they were ironically cool. They roller skated around, your age. They played Hungry Hippo. A cell phone only was $30 a month. They had glow-in-the-dark pagers, your age.
Who Gabby and Rachel are, but her boyfriend was super into it. It was so funny. He kept telling us to shut up so you could watch. I really enjoyed the dynamic. I don't have a lot to say because I'm getting to know these guys still. I actually thought Logan came off really well in Q. A few of the other guys. I thought Mario was really cute. I really like Mario a lot. So I'm still getting to know them all, and I'm really loving the dynamic between Gabby and Rachel. They are so cute together. I don't know how much of this friendship is manufactured and how much of it is real, but I'm starting to lean on real. Anyways, I rambled too long. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Mrs. Jen over there. Hey, can I play your bride's video that you sent to the Facebook group? Can I play that? I would love if you'd let me play that. I didn't know if I wanted to ask your permission first. Leave a comment and let me know. One of the comments here, Cynthia says, Chris's problem was that he communicated his boundaries to the guys rather than in a convo with the women. The latter is when this honesty would have been appropriate and probably appreciated. Well, my question is, who's to say he wasn't going to say it to the women? Is it now that you're not allowed to tell the men where you stand on certain issues? And respectfully, I get your point, but he hadn't even had the conversation with the women yet about that. So it's kind of one of those okay. Well, if I got to the fantasy suite, I'd want to make sure she likes me and that I'm the only one that's getting intimate. That's where I would like to be. Now, obviously, he didn't say it that way, but I'm a master communicator here, right? But so that's it. Hey, look, I understand how it works. If I have a connection and I think it's love, I think that we would decide to be intimate with only each other, and that's where I would like to be. That's kind of, and then they go, oh, he's setting ultimatums. Well, isn't everything an ultimatum? Isn't who you decide to date an ultimatum? Sorry, I'm not that into you. Oh, you're putting ultimatums on attraction. Yeah, I'm attracted to someone else. Oh, so now you're, anti-women. What? That the guy just said. Come on. I'm not buying it. I call it rubbish. That's rubbish, Dave. I don't know.
That's rubbish, Dave.
Moving on up. Let's go to Pennsylvania.
Hey, Dave. It's Sue and Ethan from Southeast Pennsylvania. We were watching the episode, and as soon as Rachel and Gabby kicked Chris away from the cocktail party, Ethan said, well, that's the problem with this show. And I was like, what? He was like, well, they drop everybody and they get rid of everybody as soon as there's an issue. And I think that you're probably saying something similar right now. I think that's very interesting that Ethan said that at that time, because I think I would have done the same thing as Gabby and Rachel, because it is a little early. But it's very interesting that you're saying something very similar right now. So, all right, bye.
Bye. All right. Sarah says, and again, we're all allowed to disagree here. I respectfully disagree that they weren't mean. So you're saying you don't think they were mean. He was a bit condescending with his response when being questioned, but they definitely went in with a purpose to that convo. So are you saying that they were mean or they weren't mean? I don't know. I think, I don't know.
Hey, Dave. This is Chris's Uncle Palmer from Las Vegas.
Hey, how are you?
Chris is a very ethical person. He's a straight shooter. What he did was not staged.
No, look, I think Chris, I appreciate you calling in. I'll play your voicemail in a second. Chris's uncle. I think, and again, I think some people think a certain way, and that can be used against some people. Like, he sounds like a guy who just thinks it through. That's all. That's all, right? But sometimes that doesn't come off well on paper. But I hate it. That's why I hate it when we're not giving, especially, Gabby and Rachel, they got to remember, even if he is condescending, take the high road. When they go low, we go high. Just take the high road and get him off. He came back and they were like, who are you? And get him on. It's like a power trip. It's like, relax. It's going to be okay. The night's going to be fine. The guy just felt mischaracterized.
It wasn't scripted. This is just very consistent with the great guy that we know that he is. So he's a let the chips fall where they may type of guy. Thanks, Dave. Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for calling. I really appreciate you. That's Chris's uncle from Las Vegas. Very well. Thank you very much for the phone call. Yeah, and listen, if it must stink to see your own family members get maybe, not smeared, but treated in a certain way. It's like everyone's trying their best. Everyone's got social anxieties. They're like trying to fit in and talk. We see these people as like all cool adults. It's like we're all just kind of frantic on the inside. Like, what should they say? Well, I think he's got his boundaries or whatever. It's okay. He's gone. It's all right.
Bruce from Oregon. Dave.
Hello.
So when they told Chris to leave at the doorway, he's got his drink. He's just he doesn't have his luggage. It was so funny. He's like, where do I go? If it was you and they told you to leave, where would you go? Would you just walk around the block until until Trent brought your luggage?
I would. If I got kicked out that early, I'd be like, listen. I'm going to go, but I'm just going to swing by the kitchen and make a sandwich first because are they driving me to the airport? What if it's late in the evening and then the Hudson Yards magazine shop's closed, you can't get any food, and then you got an empty stomach waiting for a flight. You know what I mean? Just make a sandwich and then see your way out.
I think I would have gone to Jesse Palmer's trailer and just hung out and had a scotch or something. Like, what do you do? Anyway, great episode tonight. Lots of drama. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. And you guys know me. I like to bring some dimensionality. Is that a word? I like to bring different angles to the content that we make. We had somebody. I want to shout her out. We had somebody who reached out to me a couple months ago. They were getting married, and she goes, I listen to all your live streams. I go to bed with your live streams on. Kind of weird. No, I'm just kidding. We have sex to your live streams. All right, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? Just go for it. You know what I mean? But anyway, she was like, you know what? I'd love for you to write a roast of me for my wedding as like a whatever. And I was like, oh boy, it's not that I didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to let somebody down. And she was like, no, go in, go hard, give it to me. It's okay. Everyone's going to like it. They sounded like a cool family. So I wrote a roast, and she finally uploaded her reaction to the roast. So I'm going to play it for you guys. This is our good friend. She's in the chat, Mrs. Jen. She's a Mrs. now. And this is her wedding night. And this is the roast that I wrote. And this is her in the wedding party watching me in my studio give this roast. Oh, hold on. Put the audio on there. Hold on. You're going to need audio. There it is.
For Derek and Jen, since the first time they hooked up. This is like a Tim Hortons mug. I'm in Los Angeles, but I'm trying to pander to you Canadians up there. When Jen asked to be roasted, she told me, she said, hey Dave, nothing is off limits, which is also what she told Derek when they met. Which is why he put a ring on it. He got down on a knee because she did. You may have heard Jen and Derek met in high school band. Derek played trumpet. Apparently all the saxophonists were taken. Jen must enjoy a good brass man, though. Strong diaphragm, carefully trained lips, and he can hit all the right notes with these 3 fingers.
That's a good joke.
Workers out there, all the essential workers. Jen told me that one day she hopes to own a funeral home, which is great because now that you're married, your sex life is going to need a place to die. Derek's hobbies are playing a lot of video games and avoiding Jen's overwhelming personality. Nothing like calming your nerves with a quick escape into World of Warcraft. I hear Derek is a phenomenal cook. He got into cooking when he realized that feeding Jen is the only time she isn't talking. Shut up, Jen. Jen tells me that Derek never reaches out to his friends, doesn't know their birthdays, and never does guys' night. To be honest, Derek sounds like the hero we all need. Give it up for Derek. Talk shit about you. Sometimes we do that at the same time. Okay, let's wrap it all up here. Let's get sentimental. Do you guys have what it takes to make this marriage work? Only time will tell, but here are a couple tips from me to you. Derek, treat every day of your marriage like it's a video game. Some levels will be harder than others. You may curse up the game, want to throw your controller, rage quit, trade it in for a younger game. But every day you play, you'll find new appreciations for the little things that makes your game unique. And Jen, keep finding the humor in your relationship. A couple that laughs together stays together. You'll learn that there's no funnier punchline than watching your partner slip on ice. And after you're done laughing, you'll help each other up.
All right, I think that's where it ends. All right, so you didn't get my ending there, but thank you so much for letting me share that. I ended sentimental. I kind of, I pre-recorded it, so I was like, all right, I don't want, if this bombs, I want to end on a good note. Yeah, we have some spams in the comments. I'm banning them. Don't worry about them. Just avoid the spams. It happens. Can't handle it. Just we block spammers. That's what we do. Crafty Beach says, what is with the bad vibes here tonight? Crafty Beach, who's got the bad vibes? Did I miss something? Are there bad vibes in the chat? No, I'm not seeing any bad vibes. Maybe there's I don't know. Let's do this. Okay, yeah. Tiffany Campbell, don't be mean to other people. Let's just do that, okay? Saying Jen, no one cares is mean. So we're trying to be nice to each other. So that's your first and last warning. I appreciate having you here.
Hey, what's up? This is Ricky and Karina from Chicago.
What up?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, just wanted to touch base on just one thing. What I've noticed, especially in today's show, is that if these men focused more on speaking to Gabby and Rachel than each other about useless shit, then I think they actually get somewhere. They over here, giving their hearts and their feelings to somebody who they're competing with. Just a little food for thought, you know what I'm saying? All right. See you next week.
Thank you so much. Well, yeah, but here's the deal, right? There's a lot of guys, so, there's going to be a lot of conversations. My thought is this. Most of the interesting, dramatic conversations are going to come when all the guys are hanging out because they're probably have their guards down, they're shooting the shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, we got that on camera. All right, Tiffany says it's lonely at the top. I'm asking you, Tiffany, please, moving forward, because sometimes I'll say something and then, it takes a second for the chat. So I'm just saying no infighting with anyone else in the chat. This was and is your only warning. But I'm just, always being extra cautious. I would say this, just voice your concerns and questions to me, and then we'll be good.
Hi, Dave. This is Sabine from Canada again tonight. Just wanted to comment on Rachel letting the race car driver home. She was getting a lot of heat on Twitter for that decision, but I totally relate to that. I've been on dates with guys who were perfectly nice, perfectly polite, sweet, but just didn't feel it. So I commend her for following her gut on that. Sometimes it's just really instant, and And I think she was feeling a lot of pressure to continue, but she followed her gut, and I was happy to see that. But actually quite surprised to see online kind of a different reaction. So people were upset that she made that decision. Anyways, I think I'm over time now. Have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's go. What's the name of the guy that, I guess let's go to the Bachelorette. What's the name of the guy that Rachel let go of? I gotta remember his name. The race car driver. Let's do this. Bachelorette. Let me search it. Bachelorette race car driver. Let's just get his name. Because it's Jordan. Jordan Vandergriff. All right, let's go to Jordan Vandergriff here. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can find this out. Jordan Vandergriff. He should be trending right now. My question is this. I'm not here to call anybody out, but did she not like Jordan because he wasn't tall enough? Do you think it was a height thing? Because it looked like Jordan and her were the same height. So that's my question. I'm not here to call anyone out. Just wondering, was it a size thing? All right, let's go to our good friend Karen in Ontario.
Hi, Dave. It's Karen from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I'm going to try to make this short. What were they discussing that made Chris bring up the fantasy suites? I think editing made him look bad. I also think Gabby and Rachel should have had a longer conversation with him. It did feel like it was them ganging up on him. They should have separate seasons. It feels like production is trying to pit these two against each other, which I don't think is right. Thanks for all your content. Bye.
Thank you so much. I'm dancing. I am standing on my treadmill, but it doesn't work while I'm recording. I just blocked the person who called us all softies. It's not about being soft. It's about being productive. And the energy of the chat has to be something that we actually enjoy being here. So, there seems to be look, I wouldn't say, this person has been banned. Tiffany Campbell. You can come back, Tiffany, if you're still listening. I don't know how that works. Send me a DM, but I just got to tell you, you kind of just got pretty confrontational on multiple occasions, and I just asked you to direct your comments to me, and then you said Softies 2022. We don't need that shit, okay? Come on. It's fucking Monday. We don't need that shit. Save that for Friday night. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. The voicemail lines are wide open right now. We've got them. I don't know why, but I'm having a hard time with my Instagram pulling up some of these contestants. I think this is an issue with it. There's something going on with my Instagram right now, but we haven't had a race car driver since Ari was on the show, of course. Remember Ari? How can you forget him? But he's a good-looking guy. Jordan Vandergriff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe was he too young? Either way, I think he should be invited back. The guy's kind of let's see. He's 27 years old. Let's just for the sake of it, Jordan Vandergriff height. Now, and I'm not saying this but it's like, look, clearly some people height is important when it comes to their partner. You're looking for whatever. Let's see if we can get him over here. Oh, it says he's 5'10". All right, so he's not even short. I mean, let's assume he's lying about his height. He's 5'9". He's still in the ball game here. Some of these guys are like 6'5", so he just looks smaller compared to them. Can you believe he was born in 1995? That makes I have underwear older than him. So it says he's 5 feet 10 inches tall. Hey, good for him. All right, well, I was accusing Rachel of being a size, whatever, but okay, that's on me. Carry on.
Hi, Dave. Kate from Chicago again. Also, yes, it was the class you spoke at. I recruited too. We got breakfast together, all that good stuff. But anyways, about Jordan V getting eliminated, does that mean that he doesn't get a shot with Gabby? And like in the future, if one of them gets a one-on-one date and gets sent home, they don't get a shot with the other one? I mean, I guess so. But also he did say that he was there for her. So I don't know. And then also another...
Well, before you go forward, so what probably happened with Jordan Vandergriff here, the race car driver who raced his way to Rachel's heart and then she raced him to the exits, is that clearly Rachel and Gabby have worked out like who they're both still interested in. It's like a Venn diagram, right? Gabby's got her men, Rachel's got her men, and then in between there's probably a couple of Logans, if you will. So, they're not going to air that part. When it came down to Rachel saying she kissed Logan, and people were wondering, did Gabby say she kissed Logan? And maybe they just edited that out. We don't really know.
Small thing, but Ryan's the name of the guy who was like Gabber, right? Yeah, he got eliminated, and he said that he wanted to be with Rachel, but it seemed like him and Gabby were hitting it off that first night, and Gabby seemed into him, but maybe he wasn't feeling her, or maybe he was always into Rachel, but I guess now it doesn't matter because he's gone. But yeah, then he had that emotional exit interview, so I don't know. He seems like a possible Paradise personality. Ooh. PPP, possible paradise personality. All right.
Oh, I love
Bye-bye.
it. Possible paradise personality. Oh, that's fun. Good one there. Some people are asking how to send a text message. You can text this voicemail number. Just leave a comment telling me you're texting it because I never check it. I actually have some trolls that, even though I block their numbers, come back and leave me some horrifying text messages. I mean, I'm talking horrifying. Things I don't even talk about because it's just, psychotic. But if you do want to leave a text question, you can do that if you want to anonymous, 412-139-828, or you could just leave a comment below. Either way, I'm here for you. All right. As far as voicemails go, we are all caught up. So let me know what you guys think. Voicemails keep the party going. Let's look at the trending tweets here and see what's going on. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go back to BachelorNation.scoop and just see how, because they do such a great job of compiling so many great messages here. So let's go back to, who's this? Let's see who this guy is. Jandy. Here's something to get y'all prepared for week 2 tonight. Many of you don't know much about me other than I'm bad with names, so I want to share the experiences that have made me me. The date, January 24th, has a significant impact on my life. I was diagnosed with leukemia. So first of all, let's see who this guy is. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Go back. Which one is it? Which one is this guy? Jandy. Hold on. Jandy 20. All right. So here he is. John Anderson. Is this, he went home, right? Did this guy just go home? Look at some of your comments. I'm just sorry. I'm a little behind on some of your comments here. Rare Form says, nah, he couldn't be 5'10". Yeah, I thought he was more like 5'7". I was getting those vibes. Guys lie about their height, so that's what we do. Really, we're sleeping over the house. Comments. Dave cut himself off from saying size queen. Well, I cut myself off from saying a lot of things. Kenya, technically I had a crazy Saturday. Sunday was actually relaxing. Spring says, I like when Dave gets tough to keep his chat fun and classy. I mean, look, just that Brittany, whoever that was, Campbell person, that could have been a fake bot. I don't know. You never know who these people are. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyone can be on YouTube with a photo and just start talking trash. Kenya said, so what's up with pimping Dave? Well, that's just what they call me these days.
And I don't care if you think I'm pimping for Dave. I would highly suggest going to Dave Neal's YouTube page.
It's so funny. He was promoting me, and then the next day Reddit was bashing me, and I'm sure he's like, oh, geez, did I promote Dave and then find out he's a monster? No, I'm not. I'm just a normal person. Very normal. Okay. Vicky says, I think I heard Gabby's 5'8", but yeah, Jordan was with Rachel, and Rachel's very short. So anyway, here's John, and what he had to say. He was diagnosed with leukemia and given chemo every day for about 4 years. It was a tough battle, not only for me, but for my family and friends. I've been cleared for 12 years now, and I'm healthier than I've ever been. Oh, good for him. In 2018, I broke my leg in 3 different areas. I couldn't walk for a year and was told I couldn't play baseball again. I developed horrible depression and anxiety. Not only did I need help with literally everything, but I felt like I lost the one thing I truly loved. It took me about 3 years to get me where I am today. Here's his broken leg photo. Yikes. Ugh. No offense. Ugh. 2019, my mom was admitted into rehab. She's dealt with alcoholism since my cancer days and was at the worst place I've ever seen her. She went through a year program called Adult and Teen Challenge, which gave her a different perspective on life. She's been sober for 3 years now, and I couldn't be more proud of her. I love this. Finally, January 24th, 2022, I reached out to be in The Bachelorette. I was super nervous at first because of the attention from that spotlight. Needless to say, it was such a blessing, and I wouldn't have traded that experience and relationships I made for the world. I would say I'm a pretty guarded person, but I thought this was important to share. Treat people with kindness because everybody has something they're dealing with, whether you can see it or not. Life's challenges should be seen as opportunities. Each challenge we face in our life is an opportunity for growth. Control the controllable and let God do his work. Remember, it's not a bad life, just a bad day. Pretty cool stuff. So he got some comments from people. Hey, Susie, we are sending you all the good energy and best wishes on this journey. Thanks for sharing about your life and perspective. So good news. Good for him. It's always good to share these positive things. Because here's the deal, right? Too often we're guilty. This might sound sexist, right? But it's easier to empathize with people that that you know, that look like you, that sound like you, your own gender. It's easier to empathize with your own gender. When I see someone like Clayton, when I see someone like him go through his problems, I see a guy I'd be buddies with. I see a guy I'd be drinking a beer next to, being like, it's okay, man, you're trying your best with the information you have. I see that. When it's someone of the opposite sex, sometimes you see them as like manipulative because you've been in those positions where you've been scorned by somebody. So too often we see these men over here as douches, a-holes, whatever we see them in their current spray tanned position, right? And all I'm saying is, why don't we see them for this? For the challenges they've overcome, for their, just simple inner child that we all are. Why don't we just remember to do that? And rather than take the easy route to say we're all soft or we're all angry or whatever it is, just say, all right, hey, we've all got bad days. So I love this. I love this quote this guy's got here. It's not a bad life, just a bad day. So shout out to John Anderson for sharing that with us. Offer love in the face of adversity. Not an easy thing to do, but good for him. Good for him. Lisbeth says, wow, he's been through so much and is still so positive. Well, isn't it though that a lot of people that have really dealt with some serious adversity seem to have a way of thinking about things that puts it all into perspective, Because we all have days, including myself. Today I'm just like, I'm like, you guys should have seen me, right? I'm trying to watch the dang show. I'm streaming an East Coast thing. I'm trying to cook steak, and then the stream goes out, and I'm like, I run a business here. I should have food delivered so I could watch this thing in peace. This is the 1 or 2 hours during the week where I'm like super busy. I've made 9 videos today, and I've been live since 7 a.m. making content. And then I'm here yapping about that. And then you hear someone who's, recovered from 4 years of chemo. It just puts it all into perspective. Not to say, look, I've got a problem with the toxic positivity. Like everyone's battles are everyone's battles. They're all different. They come off in different ways. But sometimes we need to just take that day, fight to get through it, and know that we're living for a better day. Got some voicemails.
Howdy, this is Dale from Maryland.
Oh, Dale.
Watching season 19 with everybody else, and it's shaping up to be a good one. I'm really excited about these ladies, and I can't wait to call in and give my commentary in future episodes. Now, you all take care. Dale out.
Dale, calling in from Maryland. Love a good Dale. Thank you so much for calling in. We look forward to hearing from you, too. Let me tell you something. There's nothing that fills my Bachelor Nation News love well more than hearing regulars call in. I just love it. I appreciate you guys so much. Read some more comments. I think we're going to get out of here soon. I think we covered the Chris thing. If you guys didn't hear earlier, I played a voicemail from Chris's uncle. Did you guys get that? I can play it again. I think it's good. I think after we hear, after we, have this speech here talking about, this guy, John Anderson, recovering from leukemia, dealing with his mom's alcoholism, overcoming a broken leg and depression and all these different things. After we hear that, I think it's important that we look at someone like Chris and say, hey, okay, maybe you thought he came off condescending. What the hell do we know? What the hell do we know? Don't you think the guy felt like he was put on the spot? Don't you think he was not trying to talk to... No, don't get me wrong. Earlier in the show, he was like, I don't know, maybe being too boastful. But don't we all know that being boastful is like kind of what people do when they're feeling insecure around 29 other good-looking, strong adult men, God knows how we would act. I actually think, in some ways, I would put my foot in my mouth like Chris. I don't know what I would say, but I could see myself being mischaracterized because I just talk so much. I do. I feel like I talk so much that maybe I would say something. I don't know. I'll play this one more time. Here's Chris's uncle.
Hey, Dave. This is Chris's Uncle Palmer from Las Vegas. Chris is a very ethical person. He's a straight shooter. what he did was not staged. It wasn't scripted. This is just very consistent with the great guy that we know that he is. So he's a let the chips fall where they may type of guy. Thanks, Dave. Bye.
I'll tell you what, I remember. Thank you so much for the call, Chris. I appreciate it. Oh, he didn't hang up, so let me go there. I remember back in the day when Rachel Kirkconnell was, early on, people were calling her Rachel Kirkconnell, and some were calling her Rachel Kirkconnell. And I remember I got a voicemail, a bunch of them actually, from one of her uncles. Maybe it wasn't an uncle, it was a relative. I don't know who it was. It was an older gentleman. And he was like, I'm not calling in to... He asked me not to play his voicemails, but I remember his call. And later on, a few weeks later, I heard from Rachel's mom. I made videos about that and, Reddit had a field day at my expense, thinking I'm a horrible person because I was willing to listen to Rachel's own mom discuss the problems that they were having because of the fan base and how she was trying to moderate what was a support group for Rachel in a way. I don't know if you guys remember any of this. It was rough times out there, obviously for her, but for anyone who even associated with them. I was labeled something that I'm not because I was willing to listen to her mom perfectly explain what went down. Because on paper it looked like, Rachel's mom was moderating an anti-Matt James fan page. No, that's not what it was at all. Rachel's mom was helping get rid of all the spam from all the haters on the Rachel page. And anyway, my point being is that we watch this show usually not having an attachment to some of these people. I'll be honest, there's multiple people on this season that I know. And there's people from the last season that I know. And it's not because they're trying to curry any favor from me. You randomly start to know people. I've lived in LA for a while. You start to know a lot of these people that kind of float around in these circuits. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with people when they feel like their life is just smashed to pieces because of a fan base that takes everything as ultimate love and ultimate hate. People on the show that are just like the best, like Nate. Nate came off great. Nate came off absolutely great this episode. But it's just not as simple as that. A lot of people have been upset. Oh, Logan, he's dated everyone in San Diego. So what? So what if he did? So you can date around until you're done dating around, and you can, like Cassidy, have a friend with benefit until you don't have a friend with benefit. It's the world we live in. So when we hear from family members, it reminds us to get our shit together. Let's treat them. I mean, I got a message from the twins' mom months ago. From the twins' mom when I was kind of making fun of the twins for being club promoters. And she was like, they're good boys. I'm like, come on, of course they are. Of course they are. Ashley says, you have made it, Dave. Family members are watching your lives. Yeah, by the way, I do have the live stream set to that people have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes. I do have that set. But it's okay. Look, I don't care if we get a little spam here or there. It's totally fine. Emily says, I'm just ready for the guys to pick a lane. The wishy-washy is making it hard for some connections to form. You mean pick a lane, like decide which girl they're into? I totally get that. I'm trying to read some more comments here. Last chance to call in if you'd like to call in. Last chance to call in. I appreciate everyone who's joined our chat today. I do ask if you've enjoyed my content to double check and make sure you are subscribed. I would love to hear from some new people in the comment section on the next couple videos. The best thing you can do is watch the content and hit the like button. Best thing you can do to support the channel. Tomorrow I will be back live on the Patreon at 10 a.m. I heard we got a lot of new people joining. I need to get a perk for when we hit 300 because we just blew past 280. We were aiming for 275, but it was only a few weeks ago we were at 230, and now I think we're at 28. Let's go. Let's take a look. We are at 2. Oh, it didn't go through. Oh, I spelt my name wrong. That's why. Hold on. It's patreon.com/Dave Neal. There it is. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. We're at like 280 something or another. Let's see if it tells us. How do you get to the freaking homepage? Just go to the homepage here. I'll figure it out. Doesn't matter. All right. Go back to your comments. Sabine says, I think knowing what happens to villains, Dave's take here is important. We can all come off as assholes on TV if we're edited in a certain way. I mean, look, I come off as an asshole and I'm not even on TV. Okay, like, God knows the deck's not, even guys that like Carl, the motivational speaker, he had been nothing but kind to me, you know. It's just sometimes, and look, we might see a redemption by Shanae. Hey, we'll have to see, guys. Sometimes when people are pitted in these situations where they're socially on the outs or dealing with other people, you know, in the social hierarchy of it all, especially on Bachelorette with all these guys. I mean, guys are kind of like, you know, we're always beating our chest to see who's who and trying to like, it's all a dick measuring contest. It's all ego. But that exists, and it doesn't mean we should just like let that slide. But I think we need to realize, like, you know, a lot of what we're watching is like the best and the worst of people. The best and the worst of people. Kim says, I wonder if the guys are so normal and down to earth that producers are going to be grasping for straws and taking out any of the ordinary conversation and creating drama around it. Oh, of course. Of course. I mean, there's a day's worth of audio that they skip through until they get to the good stuff. Just how it goes. Totally fine.
Hey Dave, it's Karina and Recchia again from Chicago. I just had a question about tonight's episode. I was wondering, since they were bringing up the open communication between Rachel and Gabby, I was wondering why Gabby didn't open up and let Rachel know about the kiss that she shared with Logan. I was wondering if, I understand that she wanted their relationship to flourish, but I feel like that's something that would be important to bring up. Thanks. Have a good night, guys. See you next week.
Thank you so much. Good question. So you're operating under the belief that Gabby didn't disclose to Rachel, and my thought is she probably did. They probably didn't include it. Like we said, they're going to do whatever they can to kind of spice up any conversation. They said they're not going to pit Gabby and Rachel together, but I think what they're going to try to do is put some of the slightest fissures between them, some of the slightest little cracks, some potholes in the old highway of Bachelorette here, so that they're not stoking things, but they're kind of, you know, I think they're going to try to play both sides. All right, let's go to B in Hamilton.
Hey Dave, this is B from Hamilton again. I just want to say thanks for playing that video. It made me laugh so much. And to all new subscribers, I don't really care when Dave makes fun of me. We don't know each other, but he has communicated with me enough to know that that's totally fine with me. Dave, share the actual video for your new Patreon members. You know, it was so funny. It was the best thing I ever paid for my wedding. You made the day. And looking forward to always watching your live streams during this season. Thank you so much, Dave, for being the best. Bye.
Yeah, so thank you so much. That's our bride over there. So you're saying you want me to share the unlisted video that I think, let me just look here. Let me just see real quick if I can find it. If I filter out for visibility and go to unlisted, because obviously this is a private video. But if you're saying you want me to share this with people, now here are some of the private videos that we have. These are for the most part all available to the Patreon. I've got the Patreon behind the scenes from Hawaii. That one's actually pretty nice. And then of course I got all of these different videos here, like Pocock Brewery, Santa Clarita. That was a video I did where we had some Bachelor people come to the show. It's different stand-up sets there, backyard stand-up show, top 10 video Patreon special. I don't even remember that one. I did a Patreon special last year. A bunch of different random stand-up shows. I don't know what this is. I don't even know what some of these are. Different private Patreon. Bachelorette tries. Why is this unlisted? Katie Thurston tries stand-up comedy. So maybe I only gave that to the Patreon. And then here's one. Dave Neal speaks to bachelor class at DePaul University. This is just now. I've teased this before, but I should probably tease this for our audience now. I spoke at DePaul University for an hour and 27 minutes regarding the Bachelor TV show to a class that's all Bachelor Nation. The information we have. That's what I just say over and over on my channel. So I talked to him for a long time. And if you want to watch that discussion or listen to it, 90 minutes long, but it's available only only for members of the Patreon, because I got to give them some perks. So and then Bahamas Dave, here's one I'll show you guys real quick here, just so you can see that there's a ton of content.
Oh my gosh, hold on, there it is. All right, keep that nice and clean. There's a nice little Patreon video for you guys. Oh, good lighting. So we just got to the Bahamas. Actually, this is our second day here, but yesterday was so insane. We had to leave Cancun. We had to leave the resort at 1:30.
All right, so that's a whole story there. I will check a text message, Kay. Thank you so much, Kay, for joining our crew. Kay says, Dave, I've been listening to you since Clayton's season, although I watched season before that, but I'm really glad that I found your content. I feel that I have a place to talk about Bachelor Nation. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. Give me a second, and I'll find your text message. Let me just go back here to the final one. I tell you what, I will share this tomorrow morning with the Patreon, and I will share the first 20 seconds with you guys right now.
Hello, everybody. My name's Dave.
So this is the video that I made that Jen watched right here.
Guys, this is the biggest super...
So there's Jen watching the video, and here's me in the nice little video I made.
I'm a stand-up comedian and host of Bachelor Nation News, and I was asked by Jen to roast her and Derek, this beautiful couple right here. And I agreed to roast them because my career is not as far along as I want it to be, kind of like Derek's facial hair. And Jen couldn't afford a funnier comic. So here we are, folks. You guys ready to go? We're all friends here. If Jen and Derek were a clothing line, they would be Amazon Basics. All right, so so stupid. I said that as I wear Amazon Basics. But yeah, Jen, you got to send me the full version of your video, and I can like put you a picture-in-picture. You got to find a way to do that. Jen, I'll text you. Go to I think if you just do to WeTransfer.com, if you just send it to me through WeTransfer.com, that'll be a way to do it if the file's too big. Teresa said everyone should go back and watch Professor Dave join Patreon. Yeah, I appreciate you. That roast was a roast. What does that mean? It was a roast. She said, and that was your worst joke. Oh, you like, okay, so they're better? Like they fit together, but there's a better quality version out there? I like that one. I can't believe I'm even doing this roast, you know? I could have done better, is how Jen described her relationship. Okay, that's all you get. That's all you filmed? All right, Jen, that's all right. Send me, oh, Jen, you mean to say you don't have the ending? That's all you have? Okay, that's fine. I'll take what you have and I'll throw it up in here. No, whatever you sent me is fine. I'll find a way to download it from here. No problem. Anyway, let's go back here. I'll tell you what, we're going to get out of here in a second. I'm going to play some music and let me get to that text. Just give me a second to find this text. Oh, we have another voicemail too. Okay. Let's go to some voicemails.
Hi, Dave. It's Katie Rose from Dallas. Thank you for showing my tweet. That was so exciting. I just have to say, I think tonight's episode was probably the best episode I've seen of The Bachelor in, I would say kind of years. We had kind of realistic drama as opposed to a lot of the filler bull that's in a lot of the earlier episodes, and I really enjoyed, Rachel and Gabby playing off each other and kicking ass. So tell me what you thought of tonight's episode.
I agree. Like I said at the top, this episode had a helicopter. Check. It had guys in Speedos. Check. It had a jacuzzi in the middle of nowhere. Check. It had a union confrontation where they, sort of made Chris out to be something he's not. Okay, so it had it all. It had it all, folks. Right, let me go to my text messages here. And I had a question. Wondering why Gabby held back on telling Rachel that her and Logan kissed. Okay, so we already got the answer there. Yeah, the fact is we don't know if that's actually what happened. Teresa said we all want to be roasted by Dave now. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys ever saw the roast I did of Katie Thurston. I got her hard. That sounded weird. I didn't get her hard. I roasted her hard. Back in the day. I don't even know if I'll be able to find it. It was a little bit ago. Let's see if I can find my roast of Katie Thurston. I mean, we got her good. I don't think she asked to be roasted, but I think I think I knew well enough that she wasn't going to take offense to it. I'm trying to find it right here. Hold on a second. I can't have that many reels. Oh, I must have roasted her. Oh, here it is. I found it. All right, so here's the roast. I thought this was a good one. I thought this was a pretty good roast. It was a pretty good writing. Here it is. You don't roast me and John. It's truly a missed opportunity from Katie Thurston. Let's roast. All right, this is Katie and John at the People's Choice Awards. Katie tried on about a dozen different looks before settling on this one. But enough about John Hersey. John said this was the suit he wore when Katie dumped him. So be careful if Katie suggests you wear that outfit to dinner anytime soon. Just kidding. Katie won't dump you. In person. All right, folks, that's a Blake joke. John, what's with the suit? Are you dating Katie or giving her advice on what cryptocurrency to buy? All joking aside, you both look beautiful and you're both having fun at the People's Choice Awards. But if the people had their choice, John, they'd go with a tie that matched Katie's outfit. Speaking of Katie's outfit, that dress looks like a bejewel gun shot up a rainforest cafe. Look at Katie's teeth. They're so white you can see the privilege that got her cast as the Bachelorette in the first place. All right, folks, you like that? You don't roast me. All right, so that's it. That's it, folks. All right, we only roast the people we love. All right, last chance to have voicemails here. Roasting's a pain. It's one of those things, it's kind of fun to do, but it's, sometimes it really is. You only want to roast people you love. You only do. Sage said he said she was unfunny. Who did I say was unfunny? Who said who was unfunny? Kay, so you're new, so that might be the first time you saw that roast. Said the same, but it was so amazing he didn't take too much time. Jen said Angel Victoria. Some people said the same, but it was amazing and unique and didn't take too much time. Some people said what? Hold on. Trying to go back. What did Jen say? Sarah said, are you coming back for West Coast? No, that's going to be it. For me, the West Coast, it's really tough to come back for it. I'm trying to read these comments here. I thought I might be too sensitive for a roast, but love to see it. He said Sage Johnson said, hold on, I'm trying to piece this together. Sage Johnson said, he said she was unfunny. I don't, who? And then Jen said, some people said the same, but it was so amazing and unique and didn't take too much time. Some people said the same what? Sage said, Dave said Katie's stand-up attempt was a flop. Well, first of all, I don't believe I said flop or unfunny. I just said I'm fucking 10 years into comedy. It takes a while to do, you know? You don't just get to kill on stage. That's a privilege that's earned through a lot of time and effort. And I'm not saying, Teresa said, we got to roast Dave. Yeah, roast me. Sophia says, Dave, I have my first shot at stand-up coming up. Any advice? Yeah, don't wait. Just go do it tomorrow. Everyone's always waiting. Just go find an open mic and do it. Angel said, Dave, Jen was responding to me saying I'd be too sensitive for a roast. Oh, yeah. Jen asked for it. And, of course, I'm not the type. I try to look at like when I roasted Katie, I made fun of the fact her teeth are white. I wasn't punching down on her. Like you can go for the jugular, but roast can be dark. And if I'm going to share a roast with the internet, I'm going to try to make sure that I'm not going too far. Simple jokes like the way I made fun of Jen being easy or whatever. What do I know? I'm just we've never met in person. Those are just fun jokes to make. The one Jen that I was kind of nervous about was I made fun of your husband's hairline, which is just rude. Where's the video? I made fun of his hairline. Roast her and Derek, this beautiful couple right here. And I agreed to roast them because my career is not as far along as I want it to be. Kind of like Derek's facial hair. Oh, I know. So I made fun of his beard. Okay, you know what I mean. Whatever. Okay, he can take it. But I was trying to balance. They're at a freaking wedding. I wouldn't. Bruce says, I would love to roast Dave, but I'm not sure I could afford enough castor oil to do it right. There's a couple videos, they're probably privated, of a roast I did years ago where I get slammed pretty hard. It's all in good fun. I can take a good roast. All right, we're actually a little bit overdue, so we're going to call it there tonight. Let me know. Jen said he loved it. I'm glad he did. Love it because, roast jokes, you just never know what's going to hit. And, I didn't want... I'll share... Here's what I'll do. I'll share the ending. I want it to end... Okay, so I'll give this whole thing to the Patreon tomorrow, but for tonight, I'll show the ending, which was no jokes. I was just trying to be sentimental. So, Jen, you just watch. Derek, treat every day of your marriage like it's a video game. Some levels will be harder than others. You may curse out the game, want to throw your controller, rage quit, trade it in for a younger game. But every day you play, you'll find new appreciations for the little things that makes your game unique. And Jen, keep finding the humor in your relationship. A couple that laughs together stays together. You'll learn that there's no funnier punchline than watching your partner slip on ice. And after you're done laughing, you'll help each other up, and that's how you win the game. Together. Congratulations to Jen and Derek on your marriage. Cheers, everybody. That's it. There it is. That's the end. Wish I could have been there, but happy for you guys and happy that you guys all enjoy this community. It's much appreciated. Yeah, Bruce, we're digressing. I mean, there isn't too much to talk about. How far down the barrel can we scrape? We already heard from Chris's uncle. And I appreciate that call. If there's any other family members that want to call, this is going to become the show where family members get to defend their my son Jimmy, my granddaughter is whatever. Anyway, folks. All right, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to get the heck out of here and try to enjoy some, just some quiet time. We got a long week ahead of us. So I hope you guys have an excellent evening. I'll catch up with some of your messages. Thank you guys so much. Again, I tell you this, I mean it. Every single person, from the Patreon members to the private donors that are out there that don't want any recognition, to the people that are sending me tennis gear that's coming on Wednesday. You know who you are, Dana. To the moderators, to everyone that has my back and knows we're doing the best with the information we have. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stephen Lovegrove is here. Yes, Chris's uncle called. Call in sometime, Stephen. Anyone else grooving right now? I mean, some of you guys left me some long messages this weekend. Some of you guys really, really overwhelmed me. If I roast Angel, I'm just going to make fun of crypto. If you want more content, Tasha Courtney, my fiance, and I have a video up on her channel. Bachelorette fashion recap. You can go watch that right now. Good night, Sophia. Send me a DM if you need some stand-up advice. Be glad to help you.
I don't care if you think I'm pimping for Dave. I would highly suggest going to Dave Neal's YouTube page.
You cut the crap.